Hey guys, it's Don. I'm just going to explain real quick on how to input costs into the WBS. When you first open up this WBS, you'll see that this is normally the view that you get here. To change the view to see the resource and stuff like that, you can use these bottom four little icons. They're another thing here. This one on the far right is the resource sheet. So let's just first go to that. Going to that, you can see all the resources here, and pay particular attention to the type of resource. You can see there's cost, work, and material are the three main types for the resources. Specifically, the work is pretty much the people that are doing the work. So the project manager, these costs are pretty easy to update. So let's say, Eddie and Maurice, if they said the project manager is getting $47 an hour for their standard hours they work a day, so then you would just type in $47 an hour there. All right, and then you can see this is automatically going to be input into the WBS on the main page. So you can add a cost column to see it. The tab that I really like to use for looking at resources and tasks is this one down here called task usage. So if you go there, you can see the task and all the resources are kind of tabbed over right underneath the task. So you can see under here project manager, 16 hours, but there's no cost on this yet. So if I want to add in the cost column, all I'm going to do here, let's say I want to add one right after the work. So I'm just going to left click up here, and then I'll right click, hit insert column. It'll bring you up this menu, and then I'm going to scroll down to where the C's are. I'm going to just hit cost, right? So there we got cost. You can see that it's already got some numbers there now. That is just because I input the project manager's hourly wage rate. So now everywhere that the project manager is assigned in this WBS, it's already automatically calculated his wage depending on the hours. You can see everywhere the project manager is, it's already got a cost calculator for the amount of hours and whatnot that is scheduled. Now, the standard day for the project manager is 8 hours a day. If you were to go over that, which I did when I assigned the resources, I made sure I didn't overbook a person for work, but it's a standard 8-hour work day. So you can see that. Now let's go back to the resources sheet. If you go back to the resources sheet here, that covers work and the people that are doing the work. All right, now let's go up to cost. Now if you try to go up to cost here, and you can see cost/use. If you click on this column and you try to type, it doesn't let you type. You double click on it. There's nowhere really to input a cost right here for these cost type resources. So what I found in the videos that I've seen, in order to update those, you have to go back, let's see here, to this task usage sheet down here in the bottom right. Just click back on there. So let's just say airfare. I'm just going to do this because that's the top of the list. So airfare was a cost. So if you go back, so airfare was a cost, so was lodging and rental cars. So if you go back to the task usage sheet down here, airfare. So I want to input a cost for this, right? So I don't. Let's see if it lets me type in a cost here. So it actually let me type in a cost here now for this airfare. And I'm just going to go over here to this resource sheet and see if it transferred over and see if it's all linked, which it should be. Doesn't look like it is. Let me just go back to the task usage sheet real quick. Airfare. The videos I've seen, okay, so yeah, you double click on them, you can put them 500. So I just put 500. I just guesstimated there. All these numbers I'm just making up. I'm not referencing the Excel sheet that Eddie and Maurice did. But yeah, these numbers that I'm just putting are making up. So yeah, that's exactly how the video said to input the cost. But if you add that cost column in, it's going to just let you type them in. So there you go. You got the cost column there. So lodging, if I wanted to go down and do lodging, let's say lodging, there's 6 people. We got 6 people on our project team. So let's say it's going to be, man, lodging will be expensive. Let's just say it's going to be $1,000 per person. So let's just say it's going to be 6,000. This is just an estimate or guesstimation here. But yeah, there's lodging. So that automatically inputs it. If you double click on it in the information, cost equals lodging. And this also should roll up into the main project. So there we go. Now for the materials, I might actually get rid of this airfare and the lodging. We'll just consider the Mama's Bakery being in the local area. That way maybe we don't need the airfare and lodging. Either way, I'll probably have to fix this anyway to put it underneath these main tasks, summary roll-up tasks. That way we get the total cost for the project right here instead of having additional more costs up here. So I'll try to move these around real quick and upload a new file. Going back to the resource sheet, the next resource I want to talk about is materials. So let's look at this Ethernet cable. So Ethernet cable, let's just say a 5,000 foot spool of Cat6 cable. I don't know, I'm just making this up. Let's just say it's going to be, let's say $4,500. All right, so I put that in there, calculates the $4,500. I go back to this task usage sheet, and then let me find the Ethernet cable on here and see if it automatically show design network. Should be on the install network task. So if I find that, purchase hardware, network admin. Let me see here. Ethernet cable here. So yeah, $4,500. You can see that it's automatically rolled over into the WBS. And if you go back to the main WBS, which is this the Gantt chart, you can see here. If you, let's say, if we wanted to look at the Ethernet cable here, I could double click. Actually, not double click. Let's go up here to resource. If you go to assign resources, you can see this table that pops up here. And now you can see the cost is automatically. So the resources, see if you input the cost on the resources sheet, everything else kind of rolls in to the other views that are on this these different, the WBS views that you can get. You can do the Gantt chart, the task usage, the team planner, and the resource sheet. It all kind of is connected. So if I wanted, let's say for this Gantt chart, if I wanted to add that cost column, I can do the same thing. I can just right click here and hit insert column, and then I could do cost again. So then there's the cost showing up on that. So you can add it to almost every view that we have in this WBS. But I really like for doing the resources and seeing all the resources kind of laid out with the tasks. I like using this task usage sheet down here. But for our purposes, the easiest way and the fastest way that we're going to be able to input these costs, let's just go through. We could go and update these project manager, the network admin, all these workers, hourly wage rates. We can input those real quick. And then it'll all automatically roll into the WBS sheet everywhere that they're assigned. And then for the one-off costs, we'll have to actually find them on the task usage sheet, since you can't actually input a cost here on the resources sheet. We'll just go over to the task usage sheet, find them in there. Oh, I don't even, can you do a control F? Yeah, so you could do a control F. So if I want to do CRM software license, all right, so I control F. Okay, boom, there it is, and it's a cost type, so I can go in and now I can add in the cost there, right there. I just put $45 just as this is just a wild number. I won't save any of this stuff since I'm just randomly typing in numbers. But there you go. We can input those costs real quick for these one-off resources that are considered costs. Like I said, these ones are going to be the ones that are going to be a pain in the butt to update. Everything else is pretty easy. Like I said, if you can all update the work and the materials, we can all update those right here on the resources sheet. It's these ones that say cost right here that we have to go back on either the Gantt chart or the task usage sheet, which I prefer finding them on here and just inputting them into that cost column. Once you add the cost column, which one I could re-upload a WBS and have that already showing the cost column there to make it a little bit easier. But yeah, so I hope this helps. I hope it explains it a little bit better, a little bit easier. And you guys just let me know. Thanks. Bye.